So allowing someone to infiltrate your thoughts, giving them the chance to enhance or mold your ideas into something big is just as stimulating as his hands gliding through your body. In a blunt term, most blunt term, men want to be mind fucked. Now, believe me when I say that men want you to mind fuck them. Because quite frankly, now more than ever, women have brought less to the table when referring to relationships. They're more self-absorbed, entitled women, in the sense that they believe their presence is enough. And they've become more shallow than any other generation of women. But however, it's very important to clarify that the intention here is not to criticize modern women, because we're not all like that. This isn't in any way, shape, or form focused on dissecting what women contribute or don't contribute to the relationship either. Instead, I want to explore the idea that some women may lack depth and struggle to bring substantial elements to the relationship beyond physical attributes. Now, women, we have got to realize that in any thriving relationship, substance will propel it forward, but depth is what maintains it. And to be fair, men desire intellectual stimulation. In a blunt term, most blunt term, men want to be mind fucked. By mind fuck, I don't mean plain manipulative games. I am referring to the need to intellectually captivate them, fostering a deep connection beyond the physical. And to build a solid foundation, there's got to be a blending of two minds. I believe that before physical intimacy enters into the picture, engaging someone intellectually should become a critical first step to having a deep connection. And I don't mean it as, play games with their heads. I mean it as fuck them intellectually. And for you to mind fuck them, you have to have something in your head. You've got to have a building block of knowledge up there. You've got to be smart. In my 20s, I was told that men didn't like intelligent women because there was this association that if you were too smart, you were either a man-hating feminist or disrespectful or even boring in bed. But I don't think that's what men of this time think. They pretty much are tired of beauty with no brains. Men want substance. Being a reader keeps things flowing in your relationship because you would have things to talk about. It's not just about, physical touch now. What are you talking about? So then how do you mind fuck a man who doesn't want to have a conversation, assuming you're in that type of relationship? See, using brain scan, the University of Pennsylvania discovered that the male brain enters a rest state to rejuvenate way more than the female brain does. And in simpler terms, a man has to zone out to rebuild brain cells and restore himself. That's partly why he doesn't chit chat with you right away when, he gets home from work. But the female brain, big thanks to all the oxytocin, it wants to bond with her spouse at the end of the day in order to rejuvenate. Women want to chill out and talk to get close in the evening, but the timing is just all off. It's one big miscommunication. If women had this information readily available to them, then the proper thing to do would be for the woman to vent to someone else while her spouse is rejuvenating on the couch during his zone out period. So then later on, when they chat over dinner, he'll be more inclined to listen. It's really all about timing, guys. With men, you have to keep things short. You've got to get to the point. Men focus on one thing at a time, while women are known to be multitaskers. So if you have a man's attention, you probably didn't get it through your conversation. The words came later. But that's where you have got to get it right to hook him then and keep them entertained or seduced. Let me tell you something. A pretty face can go a long way, but getting into their heads will take you further. Attractive women don't say much, but they say enough. It is the mystery. It's all about the damn mystery. And a man will crave to know more. Listen, both parties need intimacy for a relationship to work. And there is a big miscommunication in the type of intimacy each sex needs. Women want to feel wanted. Men want a connection. Get that again. Women want to feel wanted while men want a connection. A man is triggered by physical appearance. Things like, tight clothes, lingerie, low-cut shirts, short skirts. You get the idea, right? And of course, women will dress like this to gain the attention of men or to fulfill some sexual desire in the bedroom. Women want to feel sexy and wanted by their partners, while at the same time missing one important piece of the puzzle, which is emotion. What drives a man's sexual desire is not what you're wearing. It is the feeling of connection, wanting to be close to you, and not just in a physical way. The connection has to do with an experience, and that experience is derived from when a man feels loved. Now, one night stands and quick flings are not the topic of discussion here, and we're not focusing on relationship seekers. Men feel a connection in the simplest of ways, sharing a bottle of wine on a couch, doing something outdoors, having their necks touched by you while driving. These are experiences. And during these experiences, deep communication forms, deep conversations are made. You know what else forms? The satisfaction of feeling wanted. Women feel wanted when they are sharing an experience with their partner. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful cycle, I must say. But sometimes it's not that easy, because when the communication is off, the connection is lost. Now, what happens when the emotional connection in a relationship is missing? The whole point of mind fucking is to build on that emotional connection. And if you aren't in his head, you do not understand that man. You do not understand him, and his level of sexual desire tends to diminish. So if you are a fling, he will want to learn about you. He wouldn't want to let you in to work your magic. And this is the part where women misconstrue what a man wants. Sleeping with you doesn't equate to wanting to be with you for the long haul. Men want more than just physical to fully commit to you. There is a common misconception that men are always inclined towards sexual activities whenever a pretty girl is around the corner. However, men also reject such advances in the absence of an emotional connection. And disconnect can breed in various ways. Unresolved fights or gradual distance throughout the relationship can contribute to a heavy disconnect. When sex dies down, men will often withdraw. Some may even get depressed because men use sex to get the relationship back on track, whereas women want to sit and talk about what's wrong. And of course, sex still represents an emotional connection for men, whereas women may take it as feeling used or unheard. They will see their man as selfish for only thinking about sex, but that's not the case. Men use sex to get close. Men use sex to get closer to their partner. You need that mind-fucking connection, girl. Because if you can't get into the crevices of your partner's mind, and this goes for men and women too, how do you expect to maintain a physical bond? How? Women don't want to have sex with a husband that doesn't want them. And a man doesn't want to sleep with a wife that doesn't understand him. And none of that is attractive or enticing. Men want their women to be mentally engaged. If she's not there, the sex is rushed to, get one off. And neither of you will be excited. And now you're just left with some bad sex. The man retreats emotionally because he misses his shot at intimacy, while the woman feels used for the quickie. Now listen, I know that we as women, we don't understand the concept of sex being used as intimacy in a man's world because, we get most of our emotional needs met elsewhere by our friends, Men don't do that. They don't gossip with their friends about their emotions on the daily. Most men don't even cry in their bedroom or write in a diary. So their situation spirals, right? When they don't have sex with their woman, they feel rejected, and that pulls them away from the relationship. Most of their intimacy they receive from their women. So when she doesn't fulfill that need, what's left? Nothing. Mental stimulation strides over sexual stimulation for men. Without that mental sexual tension, you have weak sex. There's something about sharing ideas with someone that is so much better than simply sharing a bed, because your brain has the power to be the largest sex organ in your body. So allowing someone to infiltrate your thoughts, giving them the chance to enhance or mold your ideas into something big, is just as stimulating as his hands gliding through your body. What you're doing is that you're opening yourself to new perspectives, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And you can do this anywhere. I mean, like, don't you want to be with someone that makes you question things around you? Don't you want to be with someone that tests your capabilities? Someone who keeps you actively participating in the growth of yourself, your mind, and your goals. That's the sort of people that I want to be with. Or that's the sort of person that I would like to be with, because at the end of the day, there's so little that you can do pushing your relationship or your marriage with sex. You can't build a healthy, sustainable relationship based solely on sex. Sex will not keep you up through your 80s. Only your mind and the knowledge it possesses will last forever. And to make note, if you deeply admire your partner's mind, the sex will only be that much better. You'll feel so connected on a more profound level. I'm telling you for a fact. Because the truth of the matter is that we have so much empty relationships that are baseless, relationships that are just sex filled, empty, no conversations, no conversations at all. Just sex all through, nothing to talk about. That sort of relationship never lasts, honestly. It never lasts. There is no depth. So make sure that your relationship comes with depth. The only way that you can have such depth is by building your knowledge, is by speaking on things, talking more, having more worldviews on things. All right, then, I'm going to stop here. I hope that you learned one or two things. Until I come your way, do have a blessed day. Mwah!